Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Step It Up Challenge webinar. My name is David Phillips, and on behalf of Health Action Council, I want to thank all of you for being here today. We're very excited to be entering our third year of the Step It Up Challenge program, and we're very grateful to FITBIT for their sponsorship of this wellness program. The goal of the program is to provide a turnkey wellness solution or activity for employers. And the goals that we hope that each of you will achieve is increased employee engagement, improved health outcomes for your employees, and simply having some fun. So joining me today, I have Katie Peterson, who is a project manager at Health Action Council. She'll serve as a liaison for each of you after this call if you get additional questions that you may need to get answered or if you need help registering your team. And we also have Bryce Roush of FITBIT with us. So in just a moment, Bryce is going to jump in the driver's seat of the webinar and he'll answer the basic foundations of the program. Once he's finished the main presentation, we will then answer questions. So if you have questions, please use the chat function to send us the question because all participants are muted. I'll be reading the questions to the entire group, and then Bryce and I will work to get you the answers that you need. So without further ado, I'm pleased to welcome Bryce from FITBIT.
Good morning, everybody. If you are joining this webinar, and you're thinking, what is FITBIT? First of all, that hurts my feelings. Second of all, I'll just kind of briefly introduce our organization. So FITBIT's been around for 12 years. We're headquartered out in San Francisco, and we've had the pleasure of working with over 1,600 organizations with their employee wellness programs over the years. Today, we feel that our mission, not unlike that of FITBIT nationally, is a goal of trying to make all employees healthier. And we do that we have a three part solution within our FITBIT Care solution, which includes wearables, which we'll be talking about today, premium, as well as human health coaching. All right, so that's a little bit about FITBIT and how we work with organizations like yours. Let's talk about the Step It Up Challenge. So it's a fantastic meeting. Many of you at the conference. Congratulations to all of our winners, and welcome back to those that have participated in the challenges sometimes over the last 2 years. So we're going to cover 5 main things today. We're going to start by a quick overview of what the challenge is, and the best place to start for all of you attending this webinar is to create your team name. I'll show you where you can do that. I'll show you how you can join the program and how you can also invite all of your team members to join the program. I'll also break down how those that want to participate that do not have a FITBIT device will be able to participate in the challenge. I'll also include some tips and best practices, and then finally, I'll share some resources for support and some key dates for the challenge. All right, jumping right in. So this, like in previous years, is a team-based step challenge program. What it'll be counting is the average steps per day for each team. So if you have 5 people on your team, or if you have 20 people on your team, it's always going to take the average. So having the biggest team isn't necessarily going to mean that you're going to have the largest average. So it's going to look at everybody and average them total each day. It's a 2-week challenge. And at the end of the challenge, it'll look at the challenge will identify the winner as the team with the most daily steps based off of that average. One thing I wanted to throw out there also, like we've done in previous years, but we'll also do some pop-up challenges. And so I highly encourage you, because let's face it, there's going to be 1 or 2 teams that has some people that are training for a marathon or something, those overachievers, those guys. And but I highly encourage everyone to stick with it. I mean, first of all, it'd be, it's a great way to bond with your team. But second, we'll be doing some mini challenges within the challenge. And so I want to make sure that nobody's been disengaged when all of a sudden a fun new challenge will pop up and you may have the chance to win or participate in that. So let's start by how do you actually get started? So for all those that are on the phone today, what we would like you to do, if you have not done so already, or if you have not participated in any challenges last year, is to go to Health Action Council the Step It Up page, and I included the link here, and tell us what you want your team name to be. So kind of behind the scenes, the way this works is we're monitoring those submissions. As people are submitting new team names, then we'll go in as administrators of that challenge and add that team name. The reason why that's a critical first step is because that means that your team, once you've told us what that team name is and we've added it into the challenge system, that means that as participants are joining the program, they will be able to find your team name from a dropdown. If you haven't told us what your team name is going to be, then we don't know how to put it into the system, and it won't be in the dropdown. There is a catch-all in the dropdown in the event that you haven't made your team yet, and it's not that difficult for us to be able to move employees or participants around to different teams after the fact, but you'll save us a lot of work if you can go as soon as possible and add your team name. As I mentioned, if you participated last year, what we've done is we've migrated many of the team names from previous challenges into this year's challenge. And so as an example, Feel the Burn, which was Almer's team last year. We've already added that as well as dozens of others. And so it may be possible that your team is already created. I would say that if you have a moment though, it only takes a second, go ahead and submit a new team name. And if it's already a duplicate, then we won't add another one. And if it's a new name, then great, we'll make sure to get it added. There is a deadline. We would like everybody to be able to add their team name by March 13th. So that is our goal date. And really, it's as soon as possible, because as soon as your team name is there, that means that your team members are going to be able to join it. So what does that mean? And how do I join, and how do I get my colleagues and others that want to participate on my team to join? If you have participated in the challenges in the past with the Health Action Council, you are really going to be impressed by this. So we have a new way of onboarding, and all you have to do is go to the link that's included there. You can also find this link at the Health Action Council Step It Up page, but fitbit.com/care/go. And then there's a unique 6-digit code just for those participating in the Step It Up challenge. You can follow this link and it'll automatically input that 6-digit code. If you try to go to fitbit.com/care/go and it's asking you to input the 6-digit code, that's your code, 669508. So that is your password to be able to join the Health Action Council Step It Up challenge. And that's all you have to do. In fact, you will follow that process to join the program, and you will also be able to simply copy and paste that link and send it out in an email to all of your colleagues that want to participate in the challenge as well. So it has never been easier, and I think this is going to be a very streamlined process. Certainly, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Katie. What does that look like? So this is an example of the mobile onboarding, but you can also onboard through the web. And for all of our award winners, this is also going to show you these screenshots here, what your experience will be like when you're setting up your new device that many of you are getting right now. So step one, you go through the standard operating procedure to set up a new Fitbit device. Step two, you're going to see the logo for the Step It Up challenge and the option to get started. Then you will see kind of the standard disclosures. And I would say this is going to be key in the event that you have any employees or colleagues that are asking you, well, hold on, I have a Fitbit, it tracks my heart rate or my weight or a lot of other things. Is everyone going to be able to see that? The answer is no. In fact, I encourage you to read through the program terms and conditions, and you'll be able to see, they're only going to be able to see their name and their steps, not any PHI information. You'll be able to tell us a little bit about yourself, select your team, and then proceed to the Fitbit app. So it's just a few clicks and you'll be on your way, and it's going to be, even if somebody isn't getting a new Fitbit device as an award winner through the Health Action Council annual conference, by going through that link, they'll be prompted to go through these steps as well. All right, so it's bound to happen. You're going to have, and maybe it's even yourself, people that want to participate. However, They do not have a Fitbit device. They weren't one of the winners of the program at the conference. Maybe you were a winner, but you just don't want to give them one of your free Fitbits. I get it. And so that does not mean that they can't participate. In fact, we want to try to be as inclusive as possible. The best option for people that want to participate without a Fitbit device is going to be mobile track. Downloading the Fitbit app is 100% free. Anybody could do it even right now without a tracker. So you can go, and that's available through the Windows Phone, through Android, through iOS. You download the Fitbit app, and then within there, you'll go into your settings area, and you can follow the prompts that I have listed here. There's actually a PDF we have made available through the Health Action Council website as well, but you'll be able to add essentially your smartphone. And your smartphone has the same sensor that a Fitbit uses to track steps. And so really, we're able to just pull those steps right from your smartphone. The reason why this is the best option, because it's not the only option, is because it's validated activity. That's key, because then it means that, it's only going to be registering steps that somebody actually took. Now, conversely, there's another option, and that is you can manually log your exercises or your activity as well. You actually can submit this information one of two ways, either through the Fitbit app, or an individual could log into their Fitbit account. The same thing that I just said with mobile track. Download the Fitbit app, it's free. Within there, they could use the app to sync exercises, and that'll automatically convert into steps. Or you could go to your online dashboard, so go to Fitbit.com and sign in with your Fitbit credentials. And then from there, you could even input the specific number of steps under log. So there's a log area on the website. All the steps are detailed right in front of you and are also available at the Health Action Council website. Those are the two ways that people can participate if they do not have a Fitbit device. And I highly encourage people to check out mobile track first, just because they're not going to have to remember to go in every day. It's going to automatically pull it right from their phone. All right, some best practices and helpful tips. So first of all, it is wonderful when we see an organization just like band together and have dozens of participants. I love seeing it. I think it's fantastic. Here's the problem. The problem is, because it's pulling the average steps, it is a lot harder for one person to have a big impact because we all know how math works and what averages mean. And so I encourage team sizes of between 5 and 15 participants. If your team is larger than that, then it's up to you. You could stay the course, be one unified base, and I admire that. Just know that it may be a tougher road for you. Or you are not limited in teams. Just tell us what you want, an alternative or even a third team name to be, and we can break you up. So just let me know. We would just want you to send us an email with what the new team names are going to be and who you want to be on those teams. And we'll be able to get everything figured out for you. That is just a recommendation. You don't have to listen to me. It's totally up to you. But I think that you'll have a better challenge experience with smaller teams. Next, something to keep in mind while you're participating in the challenge, especially if you've never done this before, typically you're going to find that the average American worker takes about 5,100 steps per day. Pretty low, right? Now, when we participate or when we have challenges, we see that people tend to take about 1,200 more steps per day during the length of that challenge than they normally do. So you're aware, the winning teams, often the entire team, so the daily average is going to be between like 10 and 12, certainly could be higher than that. But just so you kind of have like a frame of reference for kind of what to expect if you're the very competitive sort and you just kind of want to know, all right, where do we got to be? And also, though, 10,000 steps is what the CDC recommends. So it's a good goal, even if you weren't trying to win this competition. So for yourself and for your team. Another best practice. All right, I have 3 small humans that live at my house, my children. My oldest is 5, my littlest is 7 months. I have found, and I've painfully discovered this during challenges myself, pushing a stroller doesn't really get me a lot of steps, even though I am hustling around Aurora Farms or wherever I'm at. And so if this is you, or maybe you're a cyclist, and you just want to make sure that your physical exertion is getting credit, my recommendation for you is to relocate your Fitbit device. Is it going to take your heart rate if it's attached to your shoestrings? No, it's not. However, it is going to register as you're cycling, as an example, your steps. So the amount of times that your pedal's going up and down. And so you'll get credit for that. I relocate my Fitbit to my pocket. Simple enough when I'm pushing the stroller, and it allows me to get credit for it. So I would just encourage you that if there are certain activities that you do and you just kind of notice that you don't really feel like you're getting the credit that you deserve, one, I guess I would just quickly share that if you're cycling, you aren't technically taking steps. So not to be nitpicky, but that is, it's not that your Fitbit's broken, it's that it's being maybe obnoxiously literal. However, there are ways that you can still get credit for those steps, and that would be by relocating the device. And then my last tip is, we know after looking at our 27 million daily active users that when people take steps together, so they found even just like 5 friends to be friends with within the Fitbit app, they take close to 15% more steps than they would have if they were just trying to move by themselves. I think this is very logical. It's why corporate challenges have been around for a very long time, but it's a tip, something to kind of keep in mind. Go for walks together. Definitely will help get everybody's step counts up. All right, some quick support resources for you. So first of all, for everybody who has a Fitbit device or is one of the award winners and is getting their Fitbit device, if you have any problems syncing your device, or you think you may have a defective device, just something is wrong with it, these are all under warranty for a full year. And so, please call. You can actually email cwsupport@fitbit.com. They're the best initial resource for troubleshooting for any of your Fitbit device issues. If there seems to be like a bug with the challenge, this is another great resource. And then certainly for any type of best practices, if you want more information about Fitbit, if you just want to, strategize, I'm always available. I'm happy to chat with everybody. And I'm local, live in Brunswick. So here's my email address and my phone number. And then also great resource with Katie, a member of the Health Action Council team. She's available as well. So if your team name isn't showing up right, or you want to make it some type of an adjustment there, you just have a question about anything related to the Health Action Council or the Step It Up Challenge, she's a great resource, and I've included her email and phone number here as well for you. Some key dates to keep in mind. So one that we've already talked about, March 13th, we want to make sure that all team names have been communicated to us by March 13th, because then it means that any straggling participant is for sure going to be able to see their team name listed when they go to join the program. Ideally, we'd like to close individual registration by March 19th, because the challenge starts just 4 days later. That we certainly have had people join even mid-challenge, and that's fine. It's not preferred, but it's fine. So if you have some people who are just trying to decide, hey, do I want to do this or not, then they could really join at any point. You could just share that link with them, and it won't affect the average going back to day one. They'll only impact the challenge from the day that they actually start. I will say the firm deadline on this is really the team registration, because we have to create the challenge at least a couple days before we actually launch the challenge, which is being launched March 23rd. So we need to add all of those teams by the time that we create that challenge. And then the challenge is going to be 2 weeks. It ends April 5th. And then we'll be announcing the awards on April 7th, a couple days after the challenge, because sometimes people are late in syncing. And so we'll encourage everybody to be syncing their devices after March 5th and before April, or after April 5th and before April 7th. All right. And one more thing, this is like my Steve Jobs moment. All participants are also going to receive 2 months free Fitbit Premium membership. So I know that I mentioned it at the Health Action Council. We actually had some winners of an annual membership at the Health Action Council for people that really hustled during that conference. So congratulations to them. And then, but for everybody, you'll be able to try this out for a couple months just because you're participating in the Health Action Council STEP Challenge. So we really appreciate, this is the third year we're doing this, and this is will be a fun opportunity for you to kind of check out some of the latest and greatest. If you're not familiar, we have all sorts of content, everything around workouts to mindfulness. We have content we've created as well as content that's in from some of our partners. And so we really hope everybody enjoys it. Finally, same as last year and in previous years, if anybody has any questions about Fitbit, we're making special pricing available for any team participating in the Health Action Council. If you wanted to potentially purchase some devices for your team to get them motivated and get them moving, you can reach out to me or Katie, whatever works, and we'll be able to get you that information. And that is those are my slides for you, everybody. So pretty straightforward, easier than it has been in previous years. We're really looking forward to it. And with that, David, do we have any questions? Has anybody chatted in any questions so far?
So we have chatted with a couple people and we've actually answered the questions, but I'm going to share them with the group just in case anybody has a similar question. So the question was, how long does it take to get a team name added if it was submitted last week? It takes a matter of seconds, quite honestly. So if we've missed an email from you, please just resend it to Katie and she'll get it added. The one that we had missed, we got added while we were on the call. The other question was, is this challenge available only to Health Action Council members? And because one of our goals as an organization for Health Action Council is to make a community impact, it is not exclusive just to our members. So we've had in the past even some church organizations that have joined the group. So any group that has at least 2 people can participate. And if you have a large group, like we know we already have some groups that are in the challenge that have 20+ participants, if you decide that you want to break that group down into smaller groups, you can communicate that with Katie and she can take a second team name and move people into a subgroup within your organization if you want to have some smaller groups that are competing against each other even within your groups. And then the other question we've had so far is, will we be receiving the information on how to track manually? And so the slides that Bryce showed you that had those instruction sheets, we'll email those out to everybody at the conclusion of the call later today, and then they'll also be available on our website. Are there any other questions anybody has? If so, just go ahead and enter them in the chat box and we'll get them answered. All right, so I'm not seeing anything else. So we appreciate all of you being here today. If you do have follow-up questions, you need help, feel free to reach out to us here at Health Action Council. We'll be happy to help you get set up. And happy stepping to everybody. Thanks and have a great day.